Friday morning fellowship. Wait a minute, see if anybody hops in today. Whoa. Well, let me take you for a walk for a second. I gotta get some water. It's a beautiful Friday morning here in Louisiana. 70 degrees. It's not a always thing. Let's see. Hey, we got somebody in here. What's going on? Say hello. Friday morning fellowship. I haven't been on one of these in a while. Oh, no more there. All righty. What is going on? If you're in the chat, say hello. Just hanging out. So for those that don't know, maybe you catch this later too, and you're actually watching this live when it's not live. Friday morning fellowship is not much of an agenda other than we just hang out and talk to the chat on Friday morning. So sometimes we'll do Rushmore requests, like on the spot. You'll ask us, hey, Rushmore of whatever, and we'll try to go off the cuff and figure out one, put one together. Otherwise, it's just chatting it up, hanging out with our friends, with the Summit Squad. Welcome in. If you're here, hey, make sure you drop in the chat. Say hello. Say hello. Let us know who you are. I love to. That's kind of the whole purpose of the fellowship. Is it's kind of hard to do fellowship by yourself, right? It kind of defeats the whole purpose of fellowship. But love when you guys come hang out on Fridays. Let's see. Hello, hello. I keep seeing one person hop in the chat. Just say hello. Just tell us who you are. Say hello. Say good morning. 2 in the chat now. There we go. Now we're talking. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Phone's falling down. 3 in the chat. We're building steam, people. Say hello. Let us know who you are. Love to chat with you for our Friday morning fellowship. That's kind of the whole purpose of today, is just hanging out in the chat, talking with people. I have not done one of these in a while. I have been substitute teaching mostly on Fridays. Well, only on Fridays. So I have not been able to be in. I know Kirk's done a couple of these. He played some video games, I believe, last time. He was playing some N64 games last time he was on. 8 in the chat. What's up? Somebody say hello. I'd love to hang out with you guys. Come on. Rushmore Show. T, what kind of fellowship? This is just hanging out, man. This is hanging out, having some fun, having some conversation. That's really what this is all about. Kevin, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Braden, Golson, what's going on? Welcome, people. Hey, this is Friday morning fellowship, where we just kind of hang out in the chat for, 45 minutes to an hour or so, chat it up. Let me let you know a couple things. Last night, if you didn't already see, we started our new series all about music. So for March and April, we're going to talk about music. I'm doing great, Braden. How you doing? And last night we kicked it off talking guitar solos. Had a great time with Sean from the Real Life Perspective show. If you didn't get a chance to hop in live, go check it out. It is on our YouTube. Remember, we go live every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. And like I said, March and April, we're going to be talking all about music. We're also going to incorporate some video games. In fact, I believe next week our topic is video game boss battle music. So that'll be a lot of fun. It's certainly been fun to kind of research, and not necessarily research, but try to jog the memory of what are the best ones out there. So that'll be a lot of fun. We got all kinds of cool stuff. If you go check out our channel, we've got a little promo that's got every topic. We're going to be talking about guitar duos, 80s ladies and music. That'll be an interesting one. We got a really fun one that I'm excited for, kind of like life soundtrack. I don't know officially what we called it, but basically I'm taking it as the most important albums of my life, or things that really describe who I was during a certain period of time. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Anyway, music is what I nerd out about, and I'm excited for these next 2 months. Hey, in the chat, if you have a random Rushmore that you want us to do, I realize there may be people on here who haven't caught it before, don't know what Rushmore is all about. Basically, we rank our top 4 favorites in all kinds of different categories. So video games, music, movies, TV, food, sports, nostalgia, all these types of things we talk about. So if you got one that you want to just throw out there in the chat that we can have some fun conversation about, that'd be cool. Ask us a Rushmore of whatever it is you want to talk about. But that's, like I said, I think I said it when nobody was in here, but we don't really have an agenda for this other than hanging out and chatting. So it really goes by you guys in the chat. Ask questions, do some Rushmores, have some fun conversation together. Also, I'll take the opportunity right now to share this. We're like 200, maybe 300 hours away from monetization with YouTube, which is just crazy. We don't plan to, I mean, I have a job, Kirk has a job. We don't plan to make this like we're making money and, this becomes our job. However, it would certainly help us to offset some expenses of StreamYard, of traveling to some Comic-Cons and different things like that. Just help us in those areas. Everything we earn, we want to give away. We want to use for those reasons. It's nothing to build our wallets up or anything like that. Kirk and I are both used to working jobs where money's not the main thing. I'm a pastor and was a teacher. He was a pastor. Well, he's still a pastor, but he was working full-time ministry, and he is a teacher now. So never been in any jobs, certainly to make bank. Patrick, what's going on, dude? Good to see you in the chat, man. Welcome to Friday Morning Fellowship. You've been in here before. It's just no agenda, just hanging out. William, yeah, man, amen. Hey, we are both youth pastors. My official role at the church is generations pastor, where I do kids ministry through youth ministry, kind of oversee all those types of things. So, but more so than just being a pastor, do love the Lord, do love just spending time with Jesus and having that relationship. It wasn't always that way. Maybe another time we'll share our testimonies and kind of what we came through, what God has done for each of us. And we always love chatting about that. But yeah, it's where our true passion is. It's all about the Lord. It's all about Jesus. It's all about, we boiled down the purpose of life to 2 things: know God and make God known. That's really it. If I can do those 2 things, I think that's a pretty successful life. Any tips on being closer to the Lord? Yeah. Um, somebody told me one time that you're as close to Jesus as you want to be. And what he meant by that was essentially um, not that we're saved by our works or like we can do X, Y, Z and be these amazing Christians, because it's not really about that. But if you want to get closer to the Lord, um, you got to get in his word every day. Be consistent in reading God's word, the Bible, right? Each and every day. Um, there's times where even I, as an ordained pastor, read it, and sometimes it's like, oh gosh, what am I reading today? Whatever. But if you're consistent in that, God will speak to you through His Word, right? There's another quote I heard that's, gosh, I forget who to give the credit to, but basically the quote said, so many times we're crying out or we're desperate for a word from God, but at the same time we neglect the word of God. How many times do we do that? God, just give me a word, give me a sign, tell me, what do you want me to do in this situation? But maybe we don't go to the word. So I think going to the Bible, going to the word is, and it's not anything that's mind blowing, anything that, you probably haven't heard before. But get into God's word, find a reading plan. If it helps you, find people to read it with, get connected to a church, to a group of fellow believers that can help guide you in your path. Maybe people who have done this and have made this a discipline in their life. And joining small groups is a big thing. I don't know if you're in a church or if you're connected to a church, or maybe if you are connected to church, if they have small groups or Bible studies or different things like that. Those are always great ways to do it, because listen, we're going to read the word and we're going to have questions. And obviously we can go to God with our questions, but sometimes it really helps to have people with you that are on that path with you, to kind of, pray for each other, pray with each other, to ask questions, to grow together, to learn together. All of those things I think are great ways to do it. So reading the word, getting connected to a church or a small group of believers, prayer is essential. And, a lot of times I know at least I had this false sense of what prayer was, that I had to say all of these different words. And, if I didn't do it in this formula, maybe it didn't count. And Jesus actually talks about that in one of the Gospels. He's talking about the Pharisees and the Sadducees who go out on the streets, and they're using all these fancy words, and they're praying out loud to be heard and to make to have an audience and to look holier than other people. And he says, don't be like those hypocrites, right? Don't be like those people. Instead, when you pray, go to your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who's in secret, right? Is what he talks about. And so that may for you look like actually going to your room, close the door, like he says literally. But I think go to him and pray. Conversation with God. Any relationship. Doesn't matter if it's with the Lord, with a spouse, with a friend, any of that kind of stuff. They usually fail if there's no communication. I've been married, 12 years now, almost 13 years now. If there was a time where I just cut off all communication with my wife, our relationship wouldn't work. It's the same thing with the Lord. Now, he's not going to cut you off, but your relationship's not going to be strong if there's no communication, right? So communicate with the Lord through prayer, talk to him, but not just talk to him, listen. That's another important part about prayer is communication too, listening to what the Lord has to say to you. Now, I can't speak for everyone. I have not heard the audible voice of the Lord. I'm not saying that can't happen. What's up, fat boys, man? It's so excited you're in here. I have not heard the audible voice of God, like the sky open up and Andy, this is, you know what I mean? Like some people may think, but I've felt his presence. I felt it in my heart. I felt it in my spirit. I felt a conviction. I felt a nudge towards something. God will speak to you in that way. God will speak to you through other people. God will speak to you certainly through his word, kind of circling back to what I said at the beginning. But yeah, reading the word, getting connected to a church, and really just devoting your life to prayer. 1 Thessalonians, right? One of the shortest verses in the Bible. Pray without ceasing. It's pretty clear. Well, how do I do that? I got bills to pay. I got to sleep. I got to work a job. How do I just continue praying? He doesn't mean literally never stop talking or praying. He just means living your life in an attitude of prayer and worship, right? And I think that's what we should all strive towards. None of us are perfect. I'm not perfect at it. My prayer life could use a lot more. I think if we're all honest, we could admit to that. But as long as we know, those are the things to do. Yeah, man. Thanks for asking the question. Listen, I love talking about Jesus. I love talking about faith whenever I have the opportunity. We always say our channel is not a Christian channel, but it's not a Christian channel. When it comes up like this and you guys are asking questions and you guys need prayer or you guys maybe are struggling with something, we're here for that, 100%. In fact, if you go check out, William, I don't know if I've seen you before, or maybe you've been in the chats before, so I apologize if you have. But if you go check out on our channel, we have what we call Reboot Ministries, which is kind of a ministry side of the Rushmore show that we do, where we take geeky and kind of nerdy topics and we make devotionals out of them. We preach at some of the Comic-Cons. We've been given that opportunity, which is just amazing. Davey, Corey, Ben, all the cons that we've been to have allowed us to come in there and really be our authentic selves and preach and share what we just love so much. And, we don't want to do it in a way that we're out there bashing people over the head with the Bible, but we do want to present the truth of the gospel to people like we believe Jesus would be doing if he were in those environments. Going in, loving people, speaking truth, right? Not, having a heart of compassion, but a backbone of steel, I think is what is the key for us as Christians in culture. But yeah, if you go check it out, we've got some videos that are posted out there that maybe would be a blessing to you or to somebody you know. But yeah, if that's the kind of content you like too. So, but yeah, we love talking about it, man. Listen, it's always awkward, and not awkward doing this because I feel like I'm the only one speaking right now. I know you guys are in the chat commenting, but I will talk forever about this stuff. Thankfully, my wife's not here because she would shut me up. Not for that reason, but sometimes I go on tangents. And I'll just keep talking. She's got to be like, hey, wrap it up. Get to a point. What's your point? So, yeah, man, I appreciate you being here for sure. And if there's anything we can help with, man, never hesitate to reach out. Hey, who else is in the chat? We got 5 people, it says, that are here live in the chat. If you've got a Rushmore request that we can chat about, or remember, we're talking music now for March and April. So maybe if there's something music related that you want to chat about. I am a drummer, and I've been a drummer for, I was trying to count last night. I started when I was 13, and I'll be 36 this year, so 23 years. 23 years, man. Just wild to think. So I love music. Have a very diverse taste in music. I mean, almost anything that's out there, I'll listen to for sure. But if you guys got a request for a Rushmore, or you want to chat about music, or let us know your favorite types of music, musicians, whatever it is, bands that you have, love to chat about that kind of stuff. To the 4 in the chat, say hello. Let me know who's still here. I'm going to go open these blinds. It's pretty outside today. Let some of this natural light in here. Oh. My wife is out with a friend today. They're off. We have here in Louisiana, I don't know how many people that are in here are in Louisiana, but I'm in Louisiana. So we are at the end of our Mardi Gras break right now. So kids are off school. They spent the night at friends' houses. Wife is out shopping with a work friend and just kind of having a day. And I'm here hanging out. Anybody who's in here right now, just go ahead and comment below. What is your favorite music artist or band? Could be a solo artist, could be a band, right? What if you have one choice of who to throw on Spotify for the day? What is your pick? Where are you going to? And I realize that's a loaded question. I realize that could depend on mood. Could depend on, what it is you're doing at that moment. Cleaning the house, going to the gym, just chilling, studying. Could be all different things. But if you had to pick one, what you got? Let me know your favorite music artist. That's a very difficult thing to me. Hey, Kenneth, man, welcome. What's going on, dude? Glad to see you, man. What's your favorite music artist or band, Kenneth? We got a lot of really cool topics that are coming up over this month and next month, all related to music. So it's got me in this mode of just talking about music, reminiscing about, listening to it all the time, but all those types of things. Let me know in the chat, what is your favorite music artist or band that you have? Your go-to. I know we do Rushmore, so we do top 4. So if you want to put your Rushmore out there, you can certainly do that too. But at least give me one, and let's chat about them. Like I said, I have a very diverse music taste. And I know it, like I said, it does depend on the mood or the situation that I'm in. For instance, I went to the gym this morning, and I listened to super heavy metal with some sick breakdowns. I don't know how anyone can lift weights to anything other than that. I've not tried it, but I don't know if I want to. So in that situation, but I'm not always listening to that stuff. There's other times where I'm listening to rock or, I've got kids in here. Depends on the mood, but for the gym, Machine Head, that's a good one. Hey, Kevin, do you know the group Volbeat? I have a feeling you would know them. Volbeat's been around for quite a while now, but yep. So I don't know if you know, I think today, my friend sent me, they just dropped a new song and they've got an album coming out in the next couple months or so. And I really, really enjoy Volbeat. Cool mix of like Metallica and rockabilly kind of. It's hard to explain, but the new song is really cool. Yeah, it's a really cool riff. And Kevin, I feel like I could talk to you about this because I think you mentioned last night in the chat you like Metallica. I'm assuming like old. So And Justice is my favorite album. I wish it was recorded a little bit better, but it's 1988. I'll give them grace for that. Wish there was a little more bass in it, but the songs in general are my favorite of the songs. The new Volbeat song, for whatever reason, when you listen to it, the main riff of that song reminds me of the main riff from Eye of the Beholder by Metallica. You listen to it and let me know if you agree. But anyway, yeah, so at the gym, I'm listening to, I have a Christian metal playlist that I listen to. There's a group called Phineas that's just sick, so good. August Burns Red. Who else? Reformed. Fit for a King. War of Ages. Old Metallica is the best, but I'm crazy and even like the newer stuff. I will listen to the whole catalog of Metallica and be happy. I love, from a nostalgia sense, listening to Load and Reload, which Fuel is on that, but Garage Inc., that kind of stuff. I said this last night, and I don't know if you caught this, Kevin, or maybe even commented on it. 2003, Saint Anger comes out. We all agree, and I say we all agree, so I'm assuming, but you let me know. The recording of that album is terrible. Specifically, the drums are just atrocious. However, if you listen to the song "Some Kind of Monster," it's a legit good song. If it has better recording, I would say yeah, hop on that one. But yeah, I do like all of Metallica. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with all of it. But I don't think that's one thing that does irk me. Not just about music, but a lot of different fandoms. The purist, speaking specifically for Metallica, the people who say, any Black Album was horrible. Anything after that was blah 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 blah. It was horrible. Come on, man. Just if the song's good, singer would be Larry Norman. All right, Patrick, tell me about that. I'm blanking on that, and I don't. I could probably pull it up on my Larry Norman. I'll pull it up on my. Whoa! This thing keeps falling down. Who's Larry Norman? Tell me about him. What do you like about it? Why is that the one you're hopping at? Sorry, guys. I'm signing into my... Is that it? Yeah. Larry Norman. Sign into Spotify real quick. Oh. I think I know this guy. He's like an older Christian artist, huh? Like 70s. Is this the guy that's saying... Okay. Yeah, I think this is who this is. Yeah. The old Jesus Rock movie. Yeah. Okay. I don't think I ever really listened to him, to be honest with you, but he's pretty. Golly, what's the one song that I'm trying to think of? Let's go to This Is Larry Norman. It's got to be on there. Why Don't You Look Into Jesus? He's like pretty straightforward with his stuff. Why Should the Devil Have All the Good Music? I don't know if I could play it on live without getting a weird copyright notification or something, but I'll have to check it out. Yeah, he's got a lot of songs on here. I know who you're talking about. So I went and saw the what's the Jesus People? Has anybody seen that movie in the chat? Jesus People? I think that's what it was called. Was it? No, Jesus Revolution. Was it the Jesus Revolution? Was that the name of the movie? And I think he was kind of a part of that. Yeah. Jesus Revolution. It's a pretty cool movie. I liked it. Kelsey Grammer, Jonathan Roumie. Yeah. It's a cool one. Anybody else? Favorite artist? Favorite music artist? Favorite band? Let's have this conversation. If you're going to the gym, now I don't know how many people go to the gym, but if you're going to the gym, what are you listening to? I know, Kevin, you said Machine Head. That's a good pick. Machine Head's definitely a good pick. Because I always wonder, how many of you guys do like people watching? Not necessarily people watching, but I always like, everybody at the gym has headphones in or on, right? And I'm always wondering in the back of my head, like, what is that person listening to? And like, who would surprise me with what they're listening to? Like, do people look at me and say, oh, he's definitely listening to hardcore breakdowns? Maybe. I don't know. Let me pull it up here. So here's a couple groups. Maybe this would, Kevin. Maybe you could check these out and tell me what you think of these. They're pretty heavy. Phineas, like I said, spelled just like Phineas and Ferb. There's a band called Pipe Bomb. It's a fitting name, right? That's there. They got great stuff. Reformed, August Burns Red, Wolves of the Gate. That's another good one. War of Ages, Oh Sleeper, Convictions, Fit for a King, For Today. For Today is a really good group. Got a lot of cool stuff that's on there. Heard a few of them. Cool. Yeah, they're pretty heavy stuff, man. I like listening to that kind of stuff. I just don't know how anybody can listen to anything that isn't heavy at the gym. And actually, I was talking to my wife about this. I think rap is usually kind of a popular one too. And I think I could get that because the beats could do that. But there's certain like overly poppy stuff. I don't know if I could really listen to them much. I do know that some people probably listen to like podcasts or maybe they're reading books or listening to like an audio book. Anybody ever done that when they're at the gym? Agree. When I see my wife and daughter over there listening to pop. Yeah, I just don't know how you could do that and like be motivated to be in the gym like that. I don't know. I don't know how you could. But listen, to each their own. Listen, I know this much. I'm having headphones while I'm there because I'm not listening to whatever's playing over the speakers there. I did listen to y'all last week on Thursday. Have to say it was a little weird not having music. Oh, like you were at the gym Thursday and you were listening to us? That's an honor. Probably not a great choice for the gym. What did we talk? What was last week? Last week was like difficult games. Was like most challenging games? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. Hey, hats off to you, man, for doing that. That's a true friend. So, way to go. Hopefully it wasn't the worst workout of your life because of us. I would not recommend the Rushmore show for the gym, probably. But hey, it's all good. Patrick Little, what's going on? I know you have us on mute. Yeah, but I do appreciate the help with the watch time, man. I do appreciate the help with the watch time. Thank you so much for that, man. Really, really appreciate that. The father of play, yeah. So I was looking him up on Spotify, and yeah, I know who you're talking about. I haven't listened to him much, but I have seen that. Have you ever seen what's the documentary? I think Jesus People is the documentary. That's why I think I said it earlier. It's really cool. I think is it called Jesus People? I think that's it. Yeah, Jesus People, which I think documents. No, maybe not. Let's see. I forget what it's called. I'm gonna have to look it up. But it documents that kind of stuff. And it may be called Jesus People. I don't remember exactly. I don't know why I can't find it, but it's pretty cool, and it documents kind of Christian music from its origins and like contemporary Christian music and how it got to I guess, kind of the mainstream, and it became contemporary Christian CCM, like radio and stuff. It's a really cool documentary, which if you guys like documentaries, maybe go check it out sometime. I wish we'd all been, yeah, that's why I see that on here. So according to Spotify, let me just go back to Larry Norman, to his page. His number one streamed song is Why Don't You Look Into Jesus? Followed by, I think, I Wish We'd All Been Ready. Looks like it, yeah. And then why should the devil have all the good music? So that's his top three. You did. So you saw the documentary, is that what you're saying? It was really cool. Kind of traces it from that time, kind of the Larry Norman and whatever other groups were there around that time, into what's contemporary now. It's pretty cool. All right, let's keep talking music. Okay, so we said the gym. I got Patrick and Kevin that are hopping in the chat. That's okay. What group, if you can go back in time, really sparked your interest in music? Is there one group, one singer, one artist that really just was like, you think is like the catalyst for you enjoying music? For me personally, it was Kiss. And it's interesting how it happened. So I'm born in '89, so I'm not there during the height of Kiss and the 70s and the all that kind of stuff. I'm not there during that time. But 1995, 97, somewhere around there. Let's see when this was. Let's fact check it. This was in 1996. There you go. I was right in the middle of it. So 1996 on MTV, believe it or not, I watched Kiss Unplugged live on TV as it was happening. MTV Unplugged Kiss. And I looked to my dad and I was like, man, this band's really cool. I like them. I like the music. I like all that stuff. And I remember him being like, oh, you just wait. Because, again, in Unplugged, they didn't have the whole pyro. They didn't have the electric guitars. They didn't have the makeup. They did all of that stuff. So, like, the next day or next couple of days, we went to Kmart. Yeah, there you go, Kmart. And my dad got me a greatest hits of Kiss, like whatever at the time. And on the cover, it's them in the makeup and all that stuff. And I remember being like, oh my goodness, this is the best thing ever. And I played that CD more than anything. Like played it to death, right? Actually, no, cassette tape. Sorry, it wasn't even CD. Cassette tape. Played that thing till it died. Loved it. Was obsessed with it. My dad, I would actually like put Gene Simmons face paint on to like go to Winn-Dixie grocery shopping, right? Like I was obsessed. And then over time, just kept getting the cassette tapes, Destroyer, Love Gun, all of these different ones, Dress to Kill, Rock and Roll Over, all of these different ones that I would get these and listen to them like crazy. You'd have the little insert, right, where you can read the lyrics and all of the notes about who played what on what. And man, I was so obsessed. And it's really what got me into music. And so much so that I've got a Gene Simmons tattoo on my leg. It's been the biggest inspiration for me for music. So Kevin says grunge era here, probably Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Alice in Chains. Absolutely love those. So I was, so Kevin, you're from down here. So you remember 106.7 The End, the radio station? We used to listen to that all the time. My dad listened to it. So they would play, your Pearl Jams, Nirvana, Alice in Chains, Stone Temple Pilots, Soundgarden, all of that kind of stuff was playing on repeat on 106.7 The End, which was the local rock station. And Infest, yeah, and then they had that's what I was going to say too. So, yeah, so we listened to that stuff all the time. And then, over time, they started playing, like your Linkin Parks, your Stained, your Puddle of Muds, your, all of these newer rock groups and things like that. But, man, I loved that. So growing up knowing that stuff, my home, like my dad and my mom, and this is really where my diverse, I think, music taste came in. My dad was listening to the grunge stuff, but also the Metallicas, the Megadeths, the Slayers, the Anthrax, the all Iron Maidens, the Judas Priests, the all of these kind of things. So like that was like my metal influence. Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin. I was big, big Led Zeppelin. Like that's the kind of stuff we would listen to. But my mom, on the other hand, was listening to Culture Club, U2, Duran Duran, Depeche Mode, NXS, kind of like your more poppy, new wave type stuff. So I would listen to that also. And then also I had my grandpa was James Taylor fan. We had Elvis influence in the house. We had, being in Louisiana, kind of having your, traditional Fats Domino and BB King, even So anyway, so I was exposed to so many different kinds of music that I think has helped me over time to develop the playlists on Spotify that I have that are definitely diverse. So, but specifically for the playing of music, I remember when I learned to play drums, what I did is I put on Red Hot Chili Peppers' Californication CD. And I tried my best. Now, I did not play anywhere near what Chad Smith is playing. Dude is one of my favorite drummers of all time. But I remember attempting to just kind of hold a beat along to that stuff. And that was really how I learned to play the drums, was to that CD. So, yeah, so many different things out there that were just big for me musically. Hey, if you're just joining in the chat, we're talking music. The last question that was posed was, what was what got you into music? If you're a music fan, if you can go back and what was that first artist or those couple artists or that genre of music that really sparked your love of music, whatever that may be. So let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. Love to talk about that stuff. Kevin, what's crazy is that now on those bands you're mentioning are all played on the classic rock station. Like I was listening to, again, here locally, we have Bayou 95.7, which is kind of the classic rock station that's here. And like Linkin Park comes on and Foo Fighters. And it's like, dude, what's happening? What is happening? Those are classic now, which, you think about it, it's, 20 plus years. It makes sense, I guess, but I'm not ready for it. Getting old sucks, yeah. Yeah. But those bands are still putting music out, I mean, obviously, even Linkin Park without Chester putting music out, man. Foo Fighters, I think Pearl Jam even, Soundgarden's not. Chris Cornell, obviously passing, does a lot to that. And I think even before all that stuff, they weren't putting anything out. But, yeah. It is interesting, though. No way. Crossfade got back together? Really? They put out new music, or they're just like touring, playing shows? That's interesting. So, question about Crossfade. Did they still have the other guy in the group? It doesn't look like they have new music. Let's see. At least on Spotify, I don't see anything. But they're on tour. Yeah, there you go. How about that? Way to go, Crossfade. Do they still have the guy in the group that literally only sings every now and then? In my mind, doing a couple shows in Ohio. Yeah, I see that. Kevin says, in my mind, CCR, Skinner, Stones, or classic rock, not the stuff. Yeah, absolutely. And they still play that on the classic rock station, right? But they also have, this stuff. Okay, so I've had this discussion with people too. I feel like classic rock is a genre as opposed to like just a category that we start putting music in once it's X amount of years old. Because when does classic rock not classic anymore, right? So like for instance, Elvis, Chuck Berry, that's rock, but it's like oldies now or whatever we want to call that. When does it move from classic, or does it ever move from classic rock to oldies? Is it just the rock in New Orleans? Really? I've always and I don't listen to the radio as much. I always have Spotify on because I just want to pick what I want to hear. But I have not noticed that it's just that. Which I guess if that's the case, then I'm okay with them playing Stained and Linkin Park and Foo Fighters and stuff like that. But when is music not classic rock anymore? Does it ever move? Like will there be a day that Led Zeppelin is oldies? Or is that day now? Yeah, 1067. We were just chatting about that, man. 1067 was the stuff back in the day, man. Remember, like, was it Rod Ryan was on the show? And then he became like syndicated or whatever. Does it go from classic rock to classical? Was there a time that Beethoven was not no? Um, yeah, that's I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe 2 p.m. Toadies, like the group Toadies. That's a fun one. That's kind of one of those underrated '90s groups. There, Toadies, Possum Kingdom. I love the song "I Come from the Water" by Toadies. I don't know how many people have heard that song, but I do like it. Kevin says, "What was the one in Mississippi? Wasn't it? Yeah, CPR Fest. So that was my first big concert. 97, 2003. Check this lineup, dude. Smile, Empty Soul, Saliva, Theory of a Dead Man, 12 Stones, Breaking Benjamin, Godsmack. Uh, there was a couple other groups that were there. I feel like I'm forgetting some, but that's like the lineup for. Was it CPR Fest 2003, man, at the Mississippi Gulf Coast Coliseum? Dude, that show was crazy. It was my first big concert, really, that I've been to. Yeah, 12 Stones, Breaking Benjamin, Godsmack, Saliva, Smile of Your Soul, Theory of... Oh, Trapped. Trapped was another group that was there. There you go. Yeah, dude. This is crazy. It was a great show. May 4th, 2003. I remember going to that one. Yeah, they had a great concert. That was a really good one. What happened to Josie Scott? Let me know, Patrick. My computer's listening to me. I typed in Josie Scott and it says, people also ask, what happened to Josie Scott? Oh, solo Christian career. Really? Wait, he released a band called Josie Scott's Saliva? Oh, it changed it to his solo. That's interesting. That's awesome, dude. Oh, I didn't know his son died too. Yeah, I'm seeing that too. Wow. Well, hey, man. Praise God. He found Jesus. That's amazing. I'm going to have to check out some of his new stuff, man. Oh. It's interesting. I've not heard that, but that's pretty cool, man. Nope, I don't mean to play it. I just want to click his name. There he is. And now the new Salivas. So do they have any original members? Basically, he's saying is a cover group now. Dude, when that song Click Click Boom came out, had a stranglehold on the world. Yeah, they're still on tour. Coming to Mobile with Hinder. There you go. How about that? I think the band is the same, just a different singer. Okay. Oh, dude, that song. And they say that a hero. I love that song so much. It is a perfect song. Someone told me love it all save it. Y'all didn't come here to hear me sing, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Yeah, dude, that song is a banger. Solid song, untouchable. I have a playlist. Okay, we got like 9 minutes left here. Thank you guys for hopping in, joining. But I just want to ask, okay, so I have a playlist on my Spotify that is called Perfect Songs. And Barry came to hear me sing. Well, you got it. You got what you wanted. I have a playlist called Perfect Songs. And obviously it's all opinion, right? What's a perfect song to you is not a perfect song to everybody. But what songs would you consider with the last, 5-10 minutes that we have would be a perfect song? So Hero is perfect. I'm here for that. I love that. So for me, there are perfect songs. Now, again, I'm born 89, 90s, 2000s are kind of my my wheelhouse. What started this this thought process on perfect songs? I don't know if who's heard this song, but the song by the band Brand New, and it's called "The Quiet Things That No One Ever Knows." Dude, listen to that song. It's a beautiful song. So go check that one out. Go check that song out. Hey guys, so I just mentioned at the front end of this that my daughters are out spending the night. I just got a text from the mom there. Nothing's wrong, but I have to go pick her up a little bit sooner than I thought. So I'm about to gotta separate the song from the band, sadly. Yeah, no, I get that, but I gotta go pick up my daughter. So super appreciate you guys hopping in here, hanging out. Barry, Patrick. Kevin's been in here, was talking to a guy earlier, William. Thank you for joining in. Fat Boys, if you were in here, man, thank you guys. Braden, everybody that was in here, appreciate you guys so much. Hey, go on our Instagram. When you're done with this, just go click over to our Instagram. Made a post about last night, and so you can vote who had the best Rushmore of guitar solos. Go check it out. It was Sean from the Real Life Perspective Show, who's going to be live tonight. You should go check out his live there. I think he's got somebody who is a Garbage Pail Kids artist, sketch artist, is going to be on there. Anyway, so Sean and then me and Kirk. Let us know. Click vote and pick which one of us had the best Rushmore last night of guitar solos. Go do that when you leave here. Click Andy. That's all you have to do. You just have to click Andy and do that. So Smalls is getting another location on the North Shore. Nice. Dude, that's awesome. Can never have too many Smalls. Anyway, guys, we love you. We appreciate you being a part of the Summit Squad. Thank you so much. We will see you Next Thursday, we're going to be live 7 Central talking about video game boss level battle music, if that makes sense. It's going to be a ton of fun. So, love you guys. Y'all have a blessed day. We'll see you around.